be ours for the low, low price of a staggering expansion of centralized government and, wait for it, upwards of a mere $93 trillion. $93 trillion is more than every dollar our federal government has spent in its entire history to date, combined. It's more than the combined annual GDP of every nation on earth. As our colleague Senator Blunt and the Policy Committee have pointed out, this amount of money could rebuild the entire interstate highway system every single year, just for the heck of it, for 250 years. And you'd still have a little left over. A little left over. Or maybe Americans would rather have something nicer to drive on the roads we already have. For the comparatively cheap price of just $66 trillion, I'm told the government could buy every American a Ferrari. What a great idea. For the comparatively cheap price of just $66 trillion, the government could buy every American a Ferrari. But of course, everyone would have to get their driving in before Democrats ban the internal combustion engine. So to be clear, $93 trillion is just one number in one attempt to estimate the price tag of this fantasy novel. The proposal is so lacking in details and math that it's almost impossible for analysts to even know where to begin trying to connect it to the real world. But let's talk about where this money would come from. That's always a question worth asking. So if we spread that $93 trillion out over 10 years and over every American household, you get about $65,000 per household. $65,000 every year for every household. The median income in this country is around $60,000. So, Mr. President, like any good socialist plan, I'm sure we'd hear a lot about soaking the rich. We always do. We'd hear that wealthy Americans could pay for this whole thing if only they were sufficiently civic-minded. But of course, that's not even close to accurate. A huge share of the bill would land at the feet of the American middle class. There aren't enough billionaires. There aren't enough billionaires to pay the